I should have enough to resist the siege. This little room was filled with bags of wheat that the administration left as a stock to give to any of my students whose families suffered through the drought. But recently, they stopped coming. It's 2 in the afternoon, but it looks like the day just started. This is better than those 3 days where the sandstorm had sand kicking up all over around my house. I've been in my room all day. I think I've only left the house to go to the shed and feed the chickens. Fortunately, a delivery truck from the nearest village had brought some more supplies 2 days before the sandstorm. The plateau shriveled under the sunlight, scorching up the earth little by little. But this is the way the region is. It's cruel to live in, but I've been born here. Everywhere else, I feel exiled.
Vamos 1 hora caminar a 3 kilómetros de aquí del paso.
Hola, ven, entran. ¿A dónde vas?
Aquí, mijo.
So I've been isolated out here for like a long time, waiting for people to come pick up supplies. Suddenly this guy brings in a prisoner? Who the hell is this guy? Oh, ¿estás pasando la noche?
No, yo voy al paso. Tú vas a entregar esta Ciudad de México. Él va a la cárcel.
¡Ay, caramba!
Esos son los órdenes.
Pero eso no es mi trabajo.
En tiempos de guerra la gente hace todo tipo de trabajos.
Pero no hay guerra.
Sí, pero la orden todavía existe y te concerne.
This whole thing is messed up. I'm just supposed to be giving out supplies. I shouldn't have dangerous men in my house.
¿Qué hizo? Problemas familiares. Su primo le debía granos, así que lo mató.
¿Está contra nosotros?
No, pero no podemos estar seguros. Entonces ya me voy.
¿Qué haces? No,
¿Estás armado?
tengo un cuchillo.
¿Dónde?
La cocina.
Deberías tenerlo junto a tu cama.
¿Por qué? No pasa nada.
Pendejo.
Esto está mal. No lo haré.
Eso es un orden.
Tú les dices que no. Wait. This show is brought to you by Hayes and myself.
In the story, The Guest by Albert Camus, Daru, a half-Algerian man, is brought a prisoner that he needs to bring him to jail the next day. In our story, The Guexan, our story is set right before the Mexican-American War in the Chihuahuan Desert.
The significance of the scene that you just saw is that it characterizes my character, Castell, with uses like the setting. It sets up how he is the schoolmaster and is giving out supplies to those in this drought. However, in this desert, he's very far from everybody else. But when he has brought this prisoner, the Texan, he is given a job and a burden by refusing to do the job that is pushed onto him. Now, back to the show. In the beginning, the solitude and the silence was hard for me on these wastelands where there's only stones. No one in this desert, me or this Texan, matter. And yet, outside this desert, neither of us could have really lived. You hungry? Sit down. I'll make you some food. Are you gonna eat? I'll eat after you.
Are you the judge?
No, I'm just keeping you till tomorrow.
Why are you eating?
Because I'm hungry. Why did you kill him?
He ran away. I ran after him. What are they gonna do to me?
Are you afraid? Are you sorry? Go lay down. That's your bed.
Wait. Tell me, is the Hombre Armado coming back tomorrow?
I don't know.
Will you be coming with us?
I don't know. Why?
Come with us.
It's the middle of the night and I can't sleep. I put the knife back in the kitchen. Being unarmed, I feel a little vulnerable. It's weird to hear the sound of breathing laying here. It may just be because we're sleeping in the same room, but I feel a connection to this guy. It's hard to see. Focusing really hard, I can see the outline of this guy on the floor. A light wind is howling outside the schoolhouse. Maybe it'll push away all these clouds and the sun will come back up faster. I don't know where he just went, but maybe he's leaving. Takes the burden off of me. This show is brought to you by Hayes and myself.
In the beginning of the second part of the story, Daru gives the guest food and eats with them as a form of communion. And then later on, when they go to sleep with each other, Daru is scared by all of the guest movements. Originally, Daru sleeps naked, and Isaiah didn't want to do that. Another important thing within the sleep sequence, because there's no dialogue in the scene, a third-person perspective is used to emphasize his feelings towards the guest.
The significance of the scene in our story follows the same details. The entirety of part 2 is used to connect my character Castell to the guests in ways of empathy, as well as the confrontation scene. This is all because my character has a hard time understanding how this man could have murdered somebody. The sleep scene, the use of inner monologuing rather than using the third-person perspective, also characterizes the character as thinking more deeply into the thoughts rather than the third-person perspective simply pulling the thoughts out of his head and keeping his own calm demeanor. Now back to the show. Relax. It's just me. You gotta eat. All right, come on. Go ahead. I'm coming with you. We've been walking for an hour. I feel a sort of rapture before this vast, familiar expanse, which is now almost entirely yellow under its dome of blue sky. It's been another hour. We're almost between the two directions. Not a man in sight. Here's a bag of supplies. It's got fruits, a couple drinks to keep you hydrated. Oh, and here, there's 1,000 pesos in here. Now look, over there's to the east, that's where Mexico City is. It's a 2-hour walk, and if you head that way, you'll find the administration and the police. They're waiting for you. Over to the south, if you walk a day's walk that way, you'll find the pasturelands and the first nomads. They'll take you in according to their law. Now listen. Oh, no, be quiet. I'm leaving now. Walk home has taken all day. I can't see him from here anymore. I wonder where he went.
What the?
This show is brought to you by Hayes and myself. In part 3 of The Guest, Daru leads the prisoner about a mile into the desert, passes on the burden of his choice to him. To either take the path to take himself to prison or take the path to freedom.
In our story, part 3 is significant because the main character is being forced to face the conflict that the whole story is centered around. But instead of making that choice and taking him to prison, he takes him out into a field in between the road to safety and the road to consequence. And he tries to put that decision onto the Texan instead of himself. Thinking himself freed from this, he leaves the Texan and returns home. Upon returning home, he sees that on the whiteboard is a message from the relatives of the Texan because they think that he brought the man to prison. Because the Texan sent himself to prison, the consequence of that is still shifted onto our main character.
In The Guest, Daru sees the message and is unclear what his reaction is or whether the message is real. Our interpretation of the story was that the message was not real due to the fact that it is mentioned several times in the story that you would be able to see anyone coming from miles away. In the beginning of the story, he can see the prisoner and the old man coming 30 minutes before they get there. We believe he imagined this due to the guilt that he felt from the decision that was forced upon him. Even though he didn't make the decision, he still feels like he's facing the consequence of his actions.